So legend has it that in this very woods lurks a monster so scary he'll haunt your nightmares. In fact, this monster is so scary, when you fall asleep tonight, it may just invade your dreams and multiply your nightmares. It's called the Nightmare Multiplier. Alright, let's go to bed, kids. Alright, we got you all tucked in. You ready for bed?
Dad?
Yeah, sweetie?
Is the Nightmare Multiplier real?
No, sweetie, it was just a make-believe story. Good night. All right, all fixed. Fix me. Fix you? I just did. Fix me. What? What? What's going on? I don't want to fix any of you. I don't want to fix any of you. I already fixed it. I don't want to fix another one. I don't know.
Dad!
I don't want to.
Dad!
Huh?
You had a nightmare.
What? Oh, thank goodness. It was a nightmare. Whew. I need a drink of water. What's up, Dana Nation? Welcome back to the Daninator channel. In today's video, we're going to be betraying the 03 Failblazer and going after a newer Failblazer that we found on Facebook Marketplace. And one of the reasons why we're replacing the 03 Failblazer with a newer one is because the vehicle that I found has half the miles that this one does, and overall it's in much better condition than our 03 Failblazer. This Failblazer has been a big part of our channel, the Project Failblazer series. I've actually got video that I haven't even edited yet of work that I've done on the Failblazer. So I still plan to do that, so the Failblazer is definitely not leaving the channel for a little while yet. We're still going to be driving it a little bit. It's starting to make kind of a ticking noise when it's running, and it's intermittent. It's not always there. Sometimes it runs and sounds just fine, and other times it really has a kind of a pretty significant ticking noise. I think that possibly there's something wrong with the flex plate. Maybe it's cracked, maybe there's a loose bolt, or maybe there's a problem with the valve train. Because like I said, that sound just comes and goes. So it's got me a little bit concerned, and I really haven't had time to dive into it. And with it having over 200,000 miles and finding this other Trailblazer that's virtually identical to what we own, but better condition and half the miles, I think I'm gonna go ahead and go after this other Failblazer. And so the new Failblazer, I found it on Facebook Marketplace. It's an 04. It's virtually identical to our parts Trailblazer. It's silver, gray interior. It does have different wheels on it, but it's virtually the same vehicle as our parts vehicle. It's got ice cold AC, four-wheel drive works, low mile engine, body's in good shape. There is some surface rust, they told me, on the frame, so I may have to address that. Probably a lot less rusty than our Failblazer. So it just seems like a really good deal that I can't pass up. So we're going to go take a look at it, and hopefully, Lord willing, this is something we can purchase. So if it works out, we'll have Failblazer Part 2 and have a nice new vehicle for the channel. What I want to do with the parts Failblazer is remove the transmission, transfer case, possibly the rear end, the starter motor and stuff like that, hood, the doors, whatever, some odds and ends still I want to pull off this thing and then scrap it. Then After we're done with the 03, it gets parked over here and it becomes the new Failblazer parts car. There's a lot of good, valuable parts on there. So I think we'll drive it for a little bit and then park it and be able to use it for parts as I need them, when I need them, because I know I will. So there is one issue with the new Failblazer that we're going to be looking at today, and that is the caliper on the front driver's side is sticking. The guy told me it's really not a good idea to drive it with that caliper sticking the way it is. So what I'm going to do is grab the caliper off of that, and if we purchase it, I'll just replace that caliper on site and then drive it home, hopefully with no issues. So that's the plan right now. I'm going to pull that caliper off, and then I'm going to get some tools around. Then we'll be heading out, take a little road trip, go check out this new Failblazer. So let's get started. I got the caliper off and I made sure that I could remove the bleeder screw, and it came out fine. I cleaned out the hole and everything, so that should work out just fine when we go to bleed the brakes. I am going to go ahead and compress the pistons on here so that way it'll just slide right on when we get there. I like to take an old brake pad and use that to push both pistons down at the same time. Cool, so that's good to go. Wheel back on, back down to earth. This is what I'm going to be taking with me. I've got the caliper and the 2 bolts, more brake fluid, lubricant, brake clean, socket and wrench set, a couple screwdrivers, breaker bar, wrenches, extension, my brake caliper, compression, toolkit, jack and jack stands, wheel chocks, got a bucket. So I think with all this, we're ready to go. I'm going to load this stuff up into the car, go ahead and hit the road. Well, that makes quick work of it. Work smarter, not harder. Trailblazer wood. I didn't notice it in the field that it was sticking. Of course, we didn't go terribly far.
Now, once it gets hot enough, though, it'll start.
Oh,
It'll start grabbing. So.
Swap this out without too much of it leaking.
Those pads still good for when it's sticking on it?
Yeah, they looked.
At least enough to get home anyway.
Oh yeah, they're still some life on them.
Wasn't sure how much a lot of that was a manufacturing problem. So they put those rubber hoses on there. It costs so much to have steel lines made for, braided lines for it.
Right. I was joking with my wife. I call them Failblazers because the early 2000s GM vehicles just had a lot of bugs in them,
Yep.
Issues. So I'm constantly doing something to fix them. And I said, I've owned a few Failblazers, but I've never had to fix one to buy one.
Yeah. Want to bleed a little bit?
Yeah, let's do that.
I gotta look at the brake fluid
Okay,
too.
good,
So
good.
I'll pump and you can do the dirty work. You have a 10 in there? It's not
Yes. Yep, I do.
Like,
Okay, go ahead and pump.
water tight. I'm holding.
Okay.
Down. I'm on the floor.
Okay, hold it. Okay, go ahead and pump.
On the floor.
Okay, I think that'll do. There's no air.
That felt pretty good. All
Okay.
great pressures.
Got about 20 feet of Trailblazer right here. So I hate these trucks so much, I bought another one. 2004 Chevy Trailblazer LS inline 6-cylinder engine. It is virtually identical to the parts Failblazer, except the parts Failblazer didn't have the sunroof. This one's got a sunroof. So Lord bless us with a year newer, better condition, lower mile Trailblazer than what we've currently got. So I'm pleased with it. Let's take a closer look. Well, for a 17-year-old vehicle, it is in surprisingly good shape. Those of you that have the Failblazer or have been searching for one know that these are basically kid haulers. And when you haul kids, you haul a lot of mess. A lot of these are pretty dirty on the inside. I reference you to our original Failblazer. The inside of that was extremely sticky and gooey, and spent a lot of time detailing that thing out and getting it cleaned. This, on the other hand, is not that way. It's very well kept. As you can see, the interior is actually in pretty decent shape. There's some cleaning that needs to be done, of course, but it's in pretty good shape. The carpets are not that bad. The one issue for us is the previous owner did have a dog that they would take for rides, so there's dog hair everywhere. With my wife and kids having allergies, that's definitely something I'm going to need to clean up and get out of here. Again, you can see dog hair pretty much everywhere. And I've got a buddy that's got a carpet shampooer, and I'm going to go through and clean the upholstery and the carpets in this thing and try to get the dog smell out of it. But I did notice that the passenger side door does rub on the fender just slightly, and that's because there was a little bit of a fender bender right here in the front. See, that's kind of pushed back a little bit, and that's kind of pushed the fender towards the door. So I'll need to kind of adjust that and bend that out. So we'll show you the mileage. We're at 87,655. So it's not even half the miles of our other Trailblazer. When I was driving this thing home after we bought it, with my hands on the steering wheel, I thought, well, this kind of feels funny. What's the deal? Well, it still has the texture on the steering wheel. It's not all worn down smooth like our other Trailblazer, so that was kind of an odd sensation. It also has an aftermarket radio, which is really cool. It is a CD player with a touchscreen, and the best feature about this is going to help out my wife and my son, who's now got his driver's permit. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So it's got the inline 6-cylinder 4200 Vortec engine, which it's a nice engine. It's got a lot of torque. It's got some power. I was actually thinking if we were ever going to replace the Trailblazer, I'd like to find one with the V8. And I found a few, but none of them were in this nice of a condition. I'm not unhappy with the inline 6-cylinder. It's actually, again, a pretty powerful engine. It's had new power steering lines put in. It has a new battery. It's got relatively new brakes on it. And I'm sure you noticed that it didn't have a spare tire, but there it is. I just need to fix the tire retractor on it. I think I'll pull it off of our other Trailblazer and put it on there. So I'm excited to have this vehicle in the Daninator fleet now. Should be a more reliable vehicle for my wife to drive. All right, so does it need anything? Well, the only other thing I've noticed that it's going to be needing is attention for the passenger side front wheel. Driving it home, I noticed a pretty decent hum coming from it, and the car kind of pulls to the right just a little bit. I'm suspecting that's going to need a new wheel hub. Well, so there it is, the new dad wagon mom-mobile. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. So it's got a few little minor bugs I want to fix on it, and it needs a good detail. And after that, this puppy's ready for daily driving. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. God bless. Be sure and hit that like switch on your way out. See you next time. Wait. Stop the video. I didn't forget you eagle-eyed guys. This black Trailblazer right here is also part of the family, except I actually don't own this. This is my son's. He just bought it. So it's an 08 Failblazer, standard size. It's not the extended. It's got the straight 6-cylinder engine in it. It's actually in very nice condition, relatively low miles. I think it's got like 130,000 miles on it or less. And couldn't pass up the deal we got on it. And it's an excellent first car, 4-wheel drive, AC. And most importantly, it's got the stereo that you can hook up your phone to. So when my son saw that, he had to have the car. And this other Failblazer is, I believe it's an 09. It's actually my in-laws. It's been on the channel before when I fixed the low beam headlights. So you want to check out that video. So this one, it's not mine. I just use it as a prop for the video. So yeah, you've counted that correctly. We now have 4 Failblazers. I'm a sucker for punishment. All right, now the video's over. Thanks. See you.